Well, hey there, Mr. Nelson, and we're going to start working on our sheet metal box project right now that you're going to be using to collect your FOD in when we do our electrical work. So we need to make our box first. So let's go ahead and get your box out of your kit, and then also let's get these other tools out. I'm going to turn the screen down so you can see my tools that I have here, but also remember to put on your safety glasses. We're going to be working with some tools and the rivet gun, so we need to have our safety glasses on. All right, here we go. There we go. So we have our kit here. We also have our Cleco wrench. We have our 4 angled Clecos. We have a 30 Cleco, the copper one, which fits in a number 30 hole. We have our rivet puller over here. We're going to be using, to start off with, our 3/32 inch rivets and our 1/8 inch rivets. So I have these 2 rivets out and identified. So first off, let's unpack our kit and see what we have in here. So we have our top. This is going to be the top of our box. We have a hinge that's going to be used to hinge the top on there. We have a side. We have another side. And if you notice on the sides, the holes are slightly different. These holes here are slightly smaller than these holes. I drilled them specifically at different sizes. Then we also have sort of our body here that has our front and the back and the bottom all in one. And the same thing, you'll notice that there are slightly smaller holes here, and that these holes on this side are slightly smaller than these holes. So take a look at your box and identify which side has the smaller holes and which side has the larger holes, because you have to line up your sides to those. So we're not going to be using the top or the hinge right now, so I'm going to put that back safely in my bag. Keep that out of the way. All right, scoot that off on the side. And now I'm going to line up my larger holes and smaller holes. And again, this has smaller, this has larger. So this is my smaller size over here, and this is my larger size over here. Now these pieces, again, just so you understand, fit inside here. So this wraps around and those fit inside. So that's a key thing, making sure that those are inside, that these sides are inside the front and the back and the bottom. Now I'm going to go through with my Clecos, my angled Clecos, and I am going to Cleco and connect all 4 sides. So you do the same right now too. So I put a Cleco there. So that side all lines up, and now I'm going to put Clecos on all my other sides. Now I have my Clecos on here, and I have my bottom Cleco. I went ahead and put my 30 Cleco in the bottom of the larger size right there. Now these are lined up pretty good. They don't have to be perfect right now. It just is still going to help when you start putting your rivets in, your full rivets in. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the smaller holes, and the smaller ones are going to be the 3/32 inch rivets. And to do that, you want to make sure that on your rivet puller, you have your smallest head on there. So again, you have a smaller one, a little bit bigger, medium, and then a large one. So you want to make sure that you have the smallest one in there for your smaller rivets. So I'm going to start by putting in my top rivet here. And again, I drilled these holes, went through and drilled all these holes individually, but I drilled them a little bit loose so that the rivets fit in there easily. And now I put my rivet gun over the top. If I can get it lined up. There we go. There we go. I'm going to push down and scrunch once, pull back up, push down, scrunch a second time. Voila. There's my first rivet. That popped out. Put a second one in. Put a second one in that hole. Scrunch, push down, push a second time. Voila. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and rivet all 9 holes around there using the 3 32nd-inch rivets. All right, so I have all 9 of my rivets. Whoop, I'm missing one right there. I need to put that one in. All right, take 2. When I come around here, I've got all 9 of my 3 32nd-inch rivets installed there. Since I have those installed, I'm going to go ahead and take my Clecos off of here because I'm not holding anything at this point anymore. And this was the first time that I had done this box with this run that I did for you guys too. And one thing I found was that even if the holes don't perfectly line up, there's enough, the holes are big enough so they can fit through there, and moving the sheet metal around is fairly easy because the stuff is so soft to be able to move around. So I didn't really have a problem lining those ones up. Hopefully you don't also. So now I'm going to move on to the 1/8-inch rivets. But before I do that, I need to change the head there. So I'm going to unscrew this one from the smallest one and put the medium-sized one in there. Mine are all easy to take in and out because I've used my, I've taken them all in and out before. But if you need to, you can get your wrench in there. And this one, I'm actually going to tighten up just a little bit. I'm not going to really pull down hard on it, just a little bit right there. Okay. So now I'm going to open up my wrench. I'm going to stick one of my 1/8-inch ones in here. I'm going to start in the top hole here. And the same thing, same process. I'm just going to go through and all 9 of them, not just 8 of them. And this one has a little bit more resistance. So push, pull up, push. There we go. Got it on the second one. So most of these should be breaking off on the second time through. And again, like you saw earlier, if you get a pin that's stuck, go ahead and you're going to have to disassemble your rivet puller, but that's not that hard to do. It takes you maybe 5 minutes to go ahead and do it. So now I'm going to finish out the other 8 rivets in there. All right, so now I have put in, don't worry, I double checked this time, 3, 6, 9, 9 of the 1/8-inch rivets. So all of the 1/8-inch rivets are in place now. Now I have the 1/8-inch rivets, I have the 3 32nd-inch rivets. The last thing I'm going to do is take off the Clecos, angled Clecos that I have here using my Cleco wrench. That off. Taking that off. I did go through and round the corners of all these, but you may just want to go over with your deburring tool and just lightly deburr it again. Maybe hit the corners a little bit. Don't have any sharp corners. And there you have your box. Congratulations. Next we're going to work on is the